Amy Winehouse.
Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie. So I think also be conscious in your purpose. Why are you online? What are you doing online? What? Because it's an exchange. This whole live world is an exchange.
Yeah.
So what are you taking from it? What do you want to give?
Are you over the guy?
Oh, I'm like DMing people like, what kind of workouts are you doing? Like, how do you get that? Is that squats or injection?
Yeah.
As a woman, it puts so much pressure on me that I have to think 50 times before uploading a picture.
Do you think that plays a major role into self-esteem with young girls?
My grandma is my dad from my father, and I can be like, okay, there was that. Like, I do have these issues because I didn't grow up with a positive male, figure.
And music-wise, career, what challenges you face in that area?
Being a lady, I get to determine. You will never deter the plan of God. So therefore, it's a no from me every time, all the time. And I go on Instagram and feel so insecure on the day. What is up, guys? Welcome to the Cut Show with your girl Ricky Maru and the hostess with the mostest, Mr. Twaha.
Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of the Cut Show, and we've got the very aesthetic Ricky Monroe with us today. And basically, she's someone we've been wanting to get on the show for many reasons. One, because obviously, she's a woman as well, and she can inspire, and give words for other females out there, and also encourage them to come on the show and share their stories.
Yeah.
She's an artist, so do check out her music, and she will be doing a giveaway, but I'll let her speak more on that.
So I just dropped my EP, and obviously the future plans is my single. So with the rollout of my single, I will be giving a giveaway to 3 lucky fans. I'll give away 1 professional vocal lesson.
Nice.
So you guys will get to come to studio with me, and we'll have a vocal coach there, and we'll basically just teach you how to strengthen your foundation as a musician. So please do come along, follow me, and be on the lookout for that.
So you heard it right here on the Cut Podcast, and all you have to do to get an opportunity for this is just be a subscriber, like the video, and comment down below. And if we hit maybe a couple of thousand views or likes, then we'll be doing the giveaway, and she'll be obviously randomly selecting the winner. Also, you have to be on her Instagram to do that, because no point, you're not on her page. So without saying any more, we're gonna get this show started.
Hi guys, my name is Ricky Maru. I am gonna tell you my age because it's fabulous. I'm 25 years old. I'm a Cape Town based singer-songwriter, and I'm also an international vocalist. That's what I do. I run my own talent agency. Thank you very much. 2021. So it's all things music with me. I don't know, what else y'all want to know? You want to know my social security number or something?
So just run us through the course of how you got into music, and is that something you always wanted to do?
It's funny, I don't ever think I got into music. I just always thought music was something that was in me. I didn't really come from a musical family, but my father loved rap. So it was something we grew up with, like DMX, always like blasting at home. And my grandmother loved jazz, and she used to listen to like these amazing vocalists like Aretha Franklin, and so like these songs were always embedded in my brain, and I loved to act. So I would literally go into our bathroom and like reenact these songs, and the neighbors were actually the ones that was like, wow, she can actually sing. And then I guess from there it just kind of took off into like a snowball effect.
And at what age was this at?
I was 6 when I started dressing up in my sister's clothes, singing Beyonce in front of it was pretty young, but music has always been there. It's always been a part of me. It's always been inside of me, so it's always been a passion.
How do you know that though?
Because it's the only thing I ever want to do, even up until now. Like, if you know anyone who really truly knows me, like the people who live with me will tell you that I sing non-stop from the moment I wake up until I sleep. Like, I'm constantly singing. It's just something I always want to do when I'm happy, when I'm sad, when I'm cooking, I don't cook, I lie. When I'm watching my friends cook, I'm singing, but it's just always been there.
Yeah, and unlike the rest of us who only can sing in the shower, you sing outside the shower as well.
Even better, I'm just saying.
So just going back to what I asked is, didn't you have any other ambitions to do something else in life?
Yes, I did. I think, with time, especially when I was younger, there was after school, there was a time where I just didn't know what I want to do, but academically there were things I was good at, like maths and biology. And so I knew that at some point I wanted to go into that field. But at that point, I was also very underexposed to everything else, you know, other facets of myself and career choices that I could go into. So I always, like, I wanted to be on Grey's Anatomy. So I always had like this obsession with biology, but it never worked out for me. Even now, I don't think it's something I will go into, even though I still do have a passion for it. But yeah, at one point in my life, I thought I wanted to be a teacher, you guys, which now that I'm saying it, no.
I don't think that was gonna work.
No, I'd have been in jail for hitting people's children.
So just going back to biology, is it something you pursued after you finished studying, or where did that stop?
No, I didn't. So the only thing I ever studied was film and TV. That was the only thing that I took myself to. I didn't finish it, but actual college for. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to commit myself to this because I'm someone, I can't see things through if I'm not passionate about it. Even though I loved biology, because I didn't know, like, okay, now that I've studied I didn't know what other career opportunities were available. And so when I got the opportunity to study film, which mainly was TV production, it just brought me back to the music. And it was just like, okay, I'm staying, I'm doing this, which I didn't finish because I'm a musician now. But that was like probably the only thing I went and committed myself to an institution for. Like.
So, and then how did you end up, you know, getting signed as an artist, or, you know, just starting your own music journey?
I'm not signed as an artist. Well, I work under my own company. I do have my own talent agency, which I only started this year.
Nice.
With myself and another artist. But my goal, one of my main goals, is to never sign. I want to generate income as myself. I believe I'm my own brand. I'm my own company. And the musicians that I look up to are people that's never had to sign. They've always just created a lane for themselves and then dominated that lane. So I guess like that's one of my aspirations, is to not sign, which is weird. But again, once I was in TV, because there was a time that I took a complete break from music, and I just wanted to focus on my studies, and I wanted to focus on getting my diploma or my degree. But it's so funny how it worked out, because even though I was working on a music show, I spent more time in front of the camera than behind the camera, and they were always feeding me opportunities like, go sing, come sing, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. And then through that, I got exposure to a lot of people, and people were like, yo, we should work, and I just never finished my studies, but I'm still working. So
so at what point did you realize, like, look, you know, I am like these, my singing capabilities are like, you know, just above average or something?
I think when I got the opportunity to go work as a traveling musician.
When was that?
That was about 2 years ago, 2018, end of 2018. I got signed to my first international talent agency, which I completely didn't think was gonna happen. Like, even the morning of the audition, I told my mom, like, are we really gonna do this? Come on. And at the time, it was like a Motown musical. And the only Motown I knew, for those who don't know Motown, is like Dreamgirls, you know? And I was like, no. And I got there and they stopped me midway through my audition, and I was like, my heart, I knew I wasn't going to do this.
You midway through your audition?
Yeah, like my first song, we were supposed to do 2, and they stopped me midway through my audition, and they were like, okay, do you have your passport? We're leaving in the next 3 months. We'd like to take you with us.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, okay, fine. And I think at that point, like, that was a very emotional experience for me, because there was so much leading up to that I was asking God constantly, show me if I'm doing the right thing. I'm about to leave my studies.
Send me a sign.
You know, and then this happens, and I'm like, yay! And that opened everything for me. Like, that opened everything.
What's your family saying?
My mama loved me even more now. Look here, you know what it's like, especially growing up in the colored community or in a mixed race family. Like, being an artist, you can't really tell your mom, I don't want to go study law or whatever. I want to do. Your mom is like, it's not a real job. It's not a real thing. But then I was so persistent at it, and to finally be able to be like, it's materialized. I'm about to go make real money. Like, this is my career now, I think.
And it's something you love.
Yeah, and it also brought myself and my mom a lot closer, because now she can see the bigger picture. She can understand what I'm doing, why I'm doing, where I'm moving toward, and understand that this is just my purpose. There is nothing else I want to do beside this. So family is good, bro. they chowing my money. So they good, basically. They real good.
You mentioned something interesting, right? About how, families are hesitant to support their kids, especially who's going into this mainstream. Do you have friends who've experienced something like that?
Oh,
or
my
a lot
friends.
of people that
There is no musician that's family has said, yes, my child, go. No. I think every musician will tell you the same story, that in the beginning there wasn't really that support from family, which if you are a parent and you are watching this and your kid is not academically inclined and there is potential for creativity, understand that it's very hard and your support means everything. That support is what sets us, that lights that spark, that ignites that passion. And I think every artist can tell you, like, no, my parents are only gonna really buy into it once it materializes, once it monetizes,
once there's money involved,
then they're like, oh, okay. But no, I think every artist is gonna tell you, like, no, my family said don't you dare leave studies. So I don't think, well, maybe there are some parents that that probably, not mine. But they are now, mommy.
I'll link or play some tunes of some of Ricky's songs and you guys can hear, all about it as well. If not, follow on Instagram as well if you want to see also what she's about. I know you're also not very active, or you weren't very active on Instagram before. What was the reason behind that?
To be honest, I am an extremely private person. There is very few people that have a real insight into my life and into who I am. And I just feel with social media, it's so pretentious at times. And for me personally, as a woman, it puts so much pressure on me that I have to think 50 times before uploading a picture.
Really?
And I look good in the damn picture. It's just like you go online and every girl's there and you're like, okay, maybe my picture's not that good. But I think it was also finding a purpose for Instagram. Like now there's not a lot of pictures. Most of it is music focused. It's my business now.
And you've been pushing that as well, right?
Yes, sir. Nice. Go check it out at Ricky Maru Aimon.
Don't worry, they can see your Instagram down below.
So I think now that I've kind of found my knack for Instagram, my knack, what I want to use it for, it's becoming easier for me to post like content and feel confident about it and confident about how I look in the content and how I sound. So yeah, even on Facebook, like, guys, I am there for the memes. I'm not even gonna lie. It's literally only this year that I really started being serious about Instagram and like, okay, other people are successfulully managing their brands on Instagram. How do I do this? What do I do,
What are they doing that I can do to help
like
me?
how do I tap into that? So I've been doing
you mentioned something interesting about Instagram, right? And being a woman and how it can have an effect on you.
Yeah.
Do you think that plays a major role into self-esteem with young girls?
Oh, yes. Not even just young girls, all girls. I'm in my mid-20s and I go on Instagram and feel so insecure on the daily. Like, how do people look like this?
Yeah, no, of course.
How are people this perfect? And then again, like having friends that live this life on Instagram, and you get to a point where you're like, but none of it is real. It's just,
that's always the shocking part, isn't it?
Like women that I know that are beautiful, like stunning, and then you see them editing their photos on like 50 apps and you're like, I see you. Wait a minute. So I think, again, social media for me is a very pretentious world. I try my best to protect and sustain my energy and especially my mental health and my self-esteem. And I do feel there's a lot of pressures, but then again, it comes to knowing what you're there for and self-knowledge. Knowing that everybody's different, everybody looks different, everybody's designed different, knowing what you have to offer this world.
Definitely.
Wow, I'm speaking like someone like,
You're ready to preach.
No,
preach,
but
preach.
Yeah, I can imagine people go on Instagram and, girl, the way I be feeling, I'm like DMing people like, what kind of workouts are you doing? Like, how do you get that? Is that squats or injections? Like, but I do think it does play a major role. And I think females especially, I'm not going to say females, I'm not going to narrow it down because I know
male as well,
males also feel insecure,
gymming, looking like this a certain way.
I think people just need to be very self-conscious when they are exploring social media and social platforms. understand that it's not real. Those people don't really look like that. Those people don't really live like that, and that you're not pressured to look and live like
Exactly.
that.
No, it's really good what you say.
Yeah.
You know, and also just going back to say, it's not all bad, right? It's just
Yeah.
how people tend
Yes.
to use it, right?
How
there
it's
is-
perceived.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, there is other, you know, accounts and stuff like
Yeah.
that help people with self-esteem, mental health,
Yeah.
and provide good information.
Yes.
But it's just so sad that at the same time, majority of it, when you do see, oh,
First step. Damn. Yeah, but there are great communities online also. So again, find the purpose for why you're online. I believe that being on social media, I need to be there for a reason. I'm
Yeah.
either researching or I'm working or I'm uploading. I have completely cut off scrolling. Because scrolling, I get so into my head, unless I'm scrolling for creative content ideas, but I have completely cut off looking at women that I know I'm never going to look like. Like, it's just not real. So I think also be conscious in your purpose. Why are you online? What are you doing online? Because it's an exchange. This whole live world is an exchange.
Yeah.
So what are you taking from it? What do you want to give to it? So yeah, just be conscious about that. And everybody's pretty.
self-love, eh?
Self-love is the
And
best
just going, so what's your music based on? Like, what message do you send out in your music?
Oh my god. Well, for those who have actually gone and checked out my music, this is something that doesn't just translate into my music. It's my life. It's love. Love is the center of my being. It's who I am. It's what I thrive on. Love is my love language. I'm a lover, and I mean that in every sense. I don't just mean in a romantic sense.
Yeah.
I mean with my friendships also. I hold people very close to my heart, especially when we connect. So my music is based on all the parts of love, the good, the bad, the ugly, the toxic, the addictive, and just my personal journey with love and being in love and experiencing love and crying for love and almost killing somebody's son because of love. So I think all of that is channeled into it, but overall it's just we were meant for each other. We were created for each other. We were created to love each other, and let's celebrate that all the time. Especially in what's happening now, what's going on. Like, people are losing people. There's so much happening in the world.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Let's just love, bruh. Like, honestly, let's just love.
So obviously, you speaking from experience, we elaborate a bit further on the experiences
What
of love.
experience? What? I'm a liar. I don't know what
I'm just saying, elaborate further on your experiences with love, the ups, the downs.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reference my experiences to the songs. So the first song, I have a 3-track EP out. The first song is called Faded.
Yeah.
To me, this was written from a place of extreme intoxication with love, to the point where you're there but you're not there. It's so blurry. It's because love it's a magical force, and people don't understand that. Like, when you truly let go, you will see things that other people don't see. You'll feel things that other people don't feel. And for me, that song was related to the very first time that I truly fell in love. It says, boy, you got me faded, overstimulated. And that's not even a sexual
Blessing
thing.
us there with the vocals.
So I have to. When I say overstimulated, I'm not even meaning in a sexual term. I mean in my mind. Because for me, love is something that happens in the mind first, how I converse with you.
That
and once
connection,
that thing
all that
clicks, it then,
the heart goes with.
So that's what that was about. And then the second one is called Poison. Oh my God. And that was just written from an extremely dark place of love. There was a time in my life where I do feel I was kind of obsessed with a person and wanting to have that person in my space, that it literally felt like the person was in my veins. It felt like poison. It felt like something I couldn't let go of. I couldn't get past. So yeah, guys, those are my experiences. I'm not psycho. I just really loved that boy. I just loved love and that boy. But yeah, that's how my experiences tie in. And if you listen to my music, I'm sure you'll get the insight into everything that I've gone through, because all my songs are based on either one relationship I've been in or several relationships, and how that transpired and affected my life and my everything else.
That's nice. So what is love to you? What's your definition of love?
Love is existence. Love is connection. Love is crazy. Love is magic. Love is the force that holds everything together. It's that thing that you can't see, but everybody craves and experiences and wants. It's the thing that keeps us together. It's the only thing where there's no division in terms of politics, race, sexuality.
True.
It's just the purest form ever. And I love love. Damn.
I think I remember reading something interesting. I think this goes back with why kids are such, why people actually love kids, because they love unconditionally.
Yes. And pets too.
And pets
There's
as
no
well.
judgment to the love. It's just constantly given.
So you definitely came from a loving home, I'm guessing, right?
No, I'm looking at mommy. I did. No, I did.
Some hesitation there.
I did. I have a very big family. And we all are very close. There is a lot of love in my life, not just from my family, but from friends too. I was rooted in love, and that's why I say love is the center of my being, because it's the type of person my mom is. She's rooted in love. That's where we make all our decisions and our influences come. We're heart-based people. And that was definitely influenced by my family, because, we love each other.
So going back now to the relationships, right? And then your songs tying in there. You mentioned that you were in a relationship before where you're obsessed with a person. Was this to an unhealthy degree? Did you do any? Did you do
Look
any?
at the way I just spoke it in my mind.
Did you do any stalkish behavior things or what?
Oh my God, yes. Look here, there was a time in my life where love was intense, and I literally fell out of love with the concept of love itself.
Wow.
Because
how'd you even get there? You love so much that you fall out.
I was so out of control.
Wow.
But also I was quite young, and I didn't understand the emotion, and I didn't understand handling myself and being conscious of my own emotions, and how healing starts with yourself and not someone else. Because when that person hurt me, I expected that person to fix me, and that person could never. And that's what drove the obsession, was how are you happy after you hurt me? And I'm not happy. How do I be happy? But not understanding that happiness, it's an internal thing. So there was a little bit of stalkerish behavior,
Are you over the guy?
Oh, bye. Yes, we actually are. I won't say really good friends, because but since then we have been able to speak and apologize and, kind of just give each other some type of clarity and, some type of understanding. So I would like to believe that I'm over him. I still love him. I'm probably going to love that man for the rest of my life, but it's a different kind of love now. It's okay, you're fine, you're good. I'm fine, I'm good. And I love you, just stay away from me. It's not so...
I want you.
Yeah, I am over that relationship.
So what advice would you give to the young ladies and young men out there that, have been in toxic relationships, or are actually in a toxic relationship and they don't even know it?
Firstly...
what are the signs? What do you have to look out for?
Okay, all I can say is first make sure that you are not the toxic person, because in my relationship I was, so therefore I couldn't see the signs.
That's nice of you to
have
that self-awareness. That self-awareness.
I think also, someone once told me, and this is for everything in life, set a price, and when they offer you more than what you're asking for, leave, because then they're going to expect more from you. Know what you want. And I think with love, it's such a beautiful thing. It's so nice to experience. I, for one, am not someone that likes to be single. I thrive when I have a partner. But take time out to get to know yourself, what you really want, what you want from the next person, and also what you can bring to a relationship, what you have to offer to the next person. And I think whenever you come to a point where your needs are no longer being accommodated, or you feel like your worth is being dampened, that's when it's toxic. Because people think toxic is just something physical, someone physically hurting you, or verbally hurting you, or emotionally hurting you. No, toxic can be not getting your worth in a relationship. Toxic can be having to dumb down what you deserve, because I want to be with you so badly that I'm going to allow, and that's toxic too. When it comes to a point where you're not getting what you're giving, because every relationship it should be a fair exchange. It should be 50-50. It's just like that. And when you start to feel like it's heavier on your end,
The
That's
resentment
when
builds
it's-
up with that as well,
Exact, and that's how the toxic behavior begins, because people don't talk about it. It's kind of just like, okay, you're doing this now, I'm gonna do this too. You're not doing this, so I'm gonna not do that too.
And then the petty games start on top of that.
Like me. So I think recognize what you really want, recognize what you're bringing to your partner and what you want your partner to bring to you. And when you that purpose is no longer being served, either speak about it
Yeah.
or let it go. Because if there's one thing I know about love, there's too much going around the world for you to be worried about one. That's all I'm gonna say, and it's true. So yeah, just recognize what's working for you, what's not, if you're getting what you're giving. I hope you should be good. I'm not like a love guru. I'm still figuring it out, But yeah.
Yeah, just on a different topic. I know you're a big believer of energies and connections with people. Can you just elaborate further on that?
So because I'm a heart-based person, for me...
A heart-based person? What
Yes.
does that entail?
That means that everything is ruled from the center of my being. Like, some people are head-based people. They cannot materialize anything until they think about it. For me, I cannot materialize anything until I've fully invested emotion and understand how I feel about it. And for me, connection with energies is just like, I feel like in this world, there were certain people, it's called kindred spirits, that were created the same time you are, in the same sphere you are, and so we all gravitate the earth together. And sometimes you meet that people and it's a click. It's like, oh my god,
that's why those
what?
people always,
you
they
can
meet
literally
someone and you're
feel
wow, we
that
feel like
magnetic
we've met somewhere
force.
before.
People say we must have met in a previous life, and that's not something I want to go into, because obviously everybody's belief system is different. But I do believe that there were energies that had walked this planet before we did, even ourselves, and we do find each other in different lifetimes. And that's why you have that strong connection with some people where it literally feels like not even just a love, like a relationship thing, but friends like that you've only known for 2 months, and it's like, bro, I feel like I've known you my whole life. Like, there's certain things I will do for you that I won't even do for people that I have known. So for me, that's like where the whole energy thing relates to. Like, I like to test people's energies when, like, I don't vibe with it. Just
Not
everyone, so your energy, like, I'm gonna pick up on it, and that's gonna determine where our relationship goes from there.
Yeah. I like your energy, Ricky.
I
I was gonna say now, right? We had a conversation earlier regarding, how maybe before you even speak to someone, you already feel that disconnect.
Yeah.
And obviously that all boils down now, obviously, to the energies. And you were mentioning about how some people, like, they can't take your type of energy as well. And why is that?
Well, I just think like there's a vibe for every tribe. Not every person you meet in this life is meant to be your friend, or walk a journey with you. And I understand, like, I have a lot of knowledge of myself. That's why I am the way I am. I'm confident in who I am, because I know what I bring, and not just, again, to a relationship, to anyone, to a business situation, to a stranger that I just met.
Yeah.
I consciously bring something to you. So when you leave my exchange, you feel like, what, I've taken something from that girl, or that girl planted a seed inside of you.
And they know where you stand as
exactly.
well.
And there's some people who don't, I won't say are ignorant about, self. There's just some people that are not for me, where we literally get into, and they're like, you're a bit too much. I don't really like what you talk about. Some people think I live in a whole different world. They're like, are you even here? And I'm like, oh, are you even here? That's the thing. So there are certain people that, like, off the back, it's just like, nope, Ricky's weird. I do not want to talk to that girl. But it's fine, because those people are not for me.
Also, you mentioned the whole thing of not friendship wise, or building friendships with women. what's the situation there?
To my 3 female friends that I have in my life, I ride for you people. I don't think it's just women, but I do find that I have a harder time connecting with women. When I'm in a space, I generally gravitate more toward men. It's easier for me to communicate with them. And I feel with men, there's less judgment. With women, again, it comes down to there's so much, especially women who are not rooted in themselves. You will find that they're so competitive in the way they look at you, in the way that they interact with you. It's always what do I have that looks better than her? What am I doing that's better than her, you know? Yeah. And for me, it's like, I ain't got time for that. Like, I'm here to, we're not going to purely exchange and help each other and form like a true friendship, then I'm just not going to waste my time with it. Because as much as I'm an extrovert, I'm not a people's person. I'm for my people, that's in my life. But other people, I just don't like in general. Like, I'm just weird like that. So, I mean, if you serve no purpose, I'm not going to go out of my way to form like a true friendship or a bond with you or whatever. It's just going to be what it is. We encountered each other and bye. And that usually comes from women. So.
That makes 100% sense.
Yeah.
So who has played an important role in your life?
Oh my God, she will kill me if I don't say this. My mom, she's my Lord and Savior.
Your Lord and Savior. Wow.
No, look here. Every time I'm practicing, because I do this thing where I affirm things into my life, I manifest. So I'm already practicing like my speech for when I accept my Sama. And my mom is so rooted, a South African Music Award. My mom is so rooted and invested in my dreams. Every time I'm like practicing, she's like, don't forget to tell them I gave you the talents you have. And I'm like, I thought that was God. No, it was me. But it's my mom.
Does she sing as well?
She has a voice. She doesn't sing. She loves to sing. She just doesn't herself. I want to be that non-attached to things in life where I'm just living and like, if you think I live on another planet, you should meet my mom. No, she really lives on another planet.
Wow.
But she's definitely the person I look up to the most.
That's nice. Not a lot of people, have that type of role models in their lives, especially when it comes to the parents.
Yeah.
Right. It's always seeking, outside.
Yeah.
For that type of validation or guidance. But talking about going back since we've been your mother and your life, childhood. How was your childhood growing up? What challenges did you face?
Well, to be honest, I won't say I had like a hard childhood. There was a lot that I was shielded from because I had such a big family and because not only was my mother a very strong woman that took care of me, my grandmother also. Yeah. I have an absent father. My father's not been a part of my life for the longest time, but my father's mother was the biggest part of my life, so there was never that void. Like, I know my dad, but we don't really have a relationship, but there was never that void of like, I don't have a dad, because the woman in my life just assumed those roles.
Like and strong women in
so people are like, what is it like to not have a dad? I'm like, but I did. She was just my granny. Like, she was just my mom.
That's like an interesting thing to say. Like where's your dad? Like, oh no, I had my grandma who's
my
also
grandma
a woman.
is my dad. So there was never like, I think they now that I'm older, I can obviously look back at it and I can be like, there was that lack, but it was never a lack in the sense of I didn't have it. It was more psychological and more of like something that should have been embedded in me from my father, and I can be like, okay, there was that, like I do have these issues because I didn't grow up with a positive male figure. All I know is women, and these women were single, and these women had challenges with men in their life, and that kind of also affected like how I look at love, because up until recently in my life, when my mom met the partner that she's with, the only references for love I had were the partners that my mom had, which was my dad and my stepdad. And so we're not gonna go there, but that didn't work out. And so it kind of subconsciously did kind of train me that men leave. That's what they do. But as my mom grew older, she grew wiser and she started showing me things. And so now I can look back at it and be like, there was that lack, but there was also this and there was also that made up for it and compensated for it. And so my granny's my daddy.
My granny's my daddy.
No cap.
South Africa is very diverse, and you were telling me a story of your, how can I say, ancestry or...
Yeah, my ancestral roots.
Care to elaborate on that?
So I get this question a lot without me speaking first. People are like, what are you? Like colored people ask me, black people ask me, white people ask me, what are you? Are you black or colored? So my mom, basically, her dad's Indian and her mom's Cape Malaysian. And then my dad's parents are Xhosa and Sotho. And so I basically am...
What are you?
I'm mixed. I don't know, but I identify as colored. I grew up on the Cape Flats. I lived a colored lifestyle. We lived amongst colored people. We partook in, whatever little colored culture there is. So I do identify, even though like there's so much other things like that make up who I genetically am by culture. I'm colored because that's all I know. Like I lived in Bonteville for most of my life. I'm living in Sherwood Park right now.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh,
don't come
give your
and visit
address.
me. Don't. I have big dogs. They will bite you. So yeah, I identify with the colored community. I went to colored, well, not predominantly colored, but I went to colored schools. And so...
And, you never had any issues whatsoever, racial issues?
No, I think I'm in that group of people where everything is safe.
What does that mean?
Well, I think there are some people that's too colored, and then there's some people that's too black, and they get discriminated against for that.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of that mixture that could still play it safe because I was light enough to fit into the colored community, but I also look like this. I have big lips and a flat nose, so I look aesthetically appeasing to also fit into the black community. So there was never a sense, I've never experienced racism, not in my own country, not from my own people. It's always just like, oh, what are you? Oh, that's so interesting. So when are you? Mamkwati you. And I'm like, yeah, but there's never been a moment.
So what language do you speak?
I don't speak Xhosa. I'm learning, guys. I can speak Urdu, which is an Indian language. I can speak Afrikaans, but I choose not to because I just don't sound an Englishman. I'm just Englishman, damn. But I could do English in like 700 different accents, so that should count for something.
And music-wise, career, what challenges you face in that area?
Being a lady in the industry, being an artist that's not signed, not having a real team. I think everything is a challenge. There's so many times where I wake up and I'm like, what? I was saying this to you in the car. Why did I not go study? Why did I not choose to pursue something else as a career? Because this is so damn hard. Really? And I think as a woman, because a lot of men in the industry have this mindset of she's gonna do what she needs to do to get I am not. Because let you understand something, and I hope that these men that have done this and are doing this to women understands that you cannot deny the purpose of God in someone's life. Something that's supposed to be part of someone's destiny. And I feel like there are certain men in the industry that feel like because they have the following or the power that they get to determine, you will never deter the plan of God. So therefore, it's a no from me every time, all the time. But there's challenges, bruh. There's sometimes where I have to turn down deals that I really, really wanted, and not just because people are selfish with your talent. It's like when people see you have a gift, they want to, and it's kind of more of, how can you make me money? Yeah. It's not in the sense of like mentorship, let's get this thing done, let's be a team.
Where you
it's kind of like, which is even what I find with record labels and contracts. It's so many times it doesn't even serve the artist. It's like, okay, so this is what I'm doing for you. And they literally like, okay, we're going to take your talent and we're going to give you percentages of your talent and the rest is ours. And I can never understand that. Like, but it's me.
I'm the one doing all the work.
This is my company. How are you coming and taking? So yes, there are a lot of challenges, but that's also why the team that I'm working with and the people that I have surrounded myself with, we strive to do things for our own and set out our own lane, and monetize ourselves in that way, then so that we don't have to go to the higher whoever's up top and ask for, can you please assist? Can you please, we kind of just trailblaze and out here.
Now you mentioned that it's very difficult for women in the industry. Yeah. That's sad to hear though. Yeah. But then once again, it goes back to that always usually being the case in many fields. Yeah. Just going back on the record label and the music, you started your own thing as well, right?
Yes. Mainly because there were record labels that I had dreams of working with, and once these people approached me, because at the time also, like, the reason I took so long, because people are like, I literally only dropped my first project this year, literally on New Year's 12 o'clock midnight, that's when my project went out. And I've been working on this, and I'm also working on other things, but I've been working on music for years. I just never put it out because I wanted to get to know the ins and out of the business first. A lot of people that I looked up to, luckily, were mentors in that way, where they were like, Ricky, first understand yourself, understand your product, and then understand who you want to sell it to, how you want to sell it, then learn how to sell it on your own. So there were record labels that I like, oh my word, I had dreams. If these people ever like, oh my god, and then
ever knocked at your door, you're ready to open.
And then now the emails are like literally on my Gmail, and I'm like, this is something I would never sign. This serves me no purpose. How are people even offering artists this? Like, what are you doing for me as an artist? And even people that I know, friends that I know in the industry that are way bigger than I am, that have lost so much, that honestly look rich but have nothing. But the record label is, the money is there, the songs are playing on the radio, the music videos are lavish, but you're still living with your mom, you're still struggling, you still have to get a 9 to 5 to substitute, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with getting, I have a 9 to 5 and I'm doing my music on the side too. But it just goes to show that, like, when you don't take time, and I think this goes with like any career path, if you don't take time to research what you're getting yourself into, you can catch yourself getting burned. And once you sign a contract, you signed. You cannot be like, okay, 30 days later, I revoke my signature. No, there's no such thing. You already signed a 360, or like someone offered me a lifetime deal. I was like, what the hell is a lifetime deal? You mean for the rest of my life? That's a 9 to 5. I don't want to.
Do you think, like, in your opinion, do you think that, some people are just in those type of hard positions, and then when a deal like this comes, it's a lucrative deal, and they just go ahead and they take it?
Look, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that every record label is.
No, of course.
There are people that are signed to labels that, I right now, knowing what I know now, there are certain labels that I'm like, if they were to ever approach me, I would, because of what they do for their artists. And I do think sometimes people do get that opportunity when it's needed. Remember, God brings your blessings in different ways with different people. So sometimes a record deal might be the best thing that happens for someone because they really needed it at the time. But for me personally, it's just not something I see myself doing anytime soon.
So how many people you have got signed now with you and your
it's only myself and another artist. I just started. I want to focus mainly on me, on branding myself. Once my career launches, I can then, because the thing is, you can't help other people if you can't help yourself. So my main focus now is me, gaining as much knowledge, as much experience, doing what I need to do to establish my brand, to establish Maru as a brand, and then being able to reach out and branch out to people and be like, hey, this is what I can offer you. You're an
basically
artist.
You know your self-worth.
Yeah, basically. And it's also because I'm so invested in art, and especially where I come from, there are so many dope musicians in the ghetto. You guys, in the ghetto. In the ghetto. And I'm talking about people like Young Scholar, Lil Lavish, like there's these kids that are doing such big things and people are not hearing them.
But they don't have the platform.
I want to become that platform. I'm so rooted in the art that it makes me emotional. I want to help people, but I understand that I have to help myself first. I need to first build the resources and the skills to be able to help other people. But I am definitely gonna, I'm gonna, send the emails. It will be there. We proclaim.
I know you have a busy schedule today. So just before we end off, what advice will you give to people, or the people that want to go into the industry, the music industries, and also to the young ladies out there?
Okay, so before I start with the young ladies, because obviously that's a more personal message. People that's looking to get into the industry, firstly, good job for deciding what you want to do with the rest of your life. Secondly, good luck. No, I'm joking. Research. Sit down with yourself and ask yourself what it is you really want. Even if it is that you want to be screw and you want the cars and you want the house for your mom.
Bling.
And kind of also don't forget to ask yourself, how much am I willing to give for this dream? Because there are a lot of things out there that people speculate about, and we're not going to get into that. There are a lot of things out there that are not for you. So be conscious, be open, be careful. Don't forget to pray about your goals, your dreams, and talk it into existence. Stand in the mirror, and like I just said, I stand and I'm preparing my Sama speech, I'm gonna get my
I mean,
Sama.
we talk this into existence right
Literally,
here.
we
I mean,
like
we talked about this what,
literally,
in June,
you know,
June last year somewhere, and then we had our
and
talk
now
about,
we're here and
now
we're doing it, you know.
Yeah.
And the same goes for my music. I spoke it into existence. I spoke whatever was happening. It's funny, I did the color show the other day, and this was something that me and my friend used to go on YouTube and look at the American artists and like, oh, we want to do it. And I did it the other day, the essay edition, and I was like, how mad is it that Tuesday we were speaking about it, Saturday they booked us? Like, what? So I think be very conscious. Your words are powerful. Be your biggest hype person and just believe in yourself and go for it, because if you're not living a life doing something that makes you happy, then you're gonna be depressed. And for the young ladies, shine. No, I think for the young ladies, I want to say be brave, be fearless, be everything they tell you you can't be, because you are, and you can. And don't forget that you are beautifully created in God's purpose and God's image, and whatever was set out on your path, it's going to be difficult, but you're going to find it. So yeah.
Oh, thank you, Ricky, and that was very inspirational. I mean, I'm not the lady, I'm not the young lady, but I was inspired.
It's what I do.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you guys for tuning in on this episode of the podcast, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And please do follow Ricky as well, and you know, just show us some love. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below on what you thought of today's.
Yeah, that's what the YouTubers do. Hey, go like and subscribe.
Go like and subscribe, and let's get this to as many people as possible. There was a positive message that was delivered today, and just regarding, you know, life, music, love, and show love to music, you know.
Yeah, because my music is lit.
So with that being said, thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next podcast. Thank you, Ricky.
Thank you. That was so much fun.
Next one, Amy Winehouse.
Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie.
Okay, I don't know that one.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
The next one will be Celine Dion.
'Cause I'm your lady and you are my man. That's all I know.
Oh, nice.
It's my mommy's favorite song.
Next one, Rihanna. Ooh, did I get you there?
Man down. I cannot remember the song. Work. You see me up.
Come on, that's like you just let me took the easy way out.
See me do
You
it.
took an easy one out to that one.
Really, I love you. I'm sorry.
I'll give you an easier one. Famous one, Beyonce.
All the single ladies, now put your hands up. And then I'm gonna leave it at that.
And is that 5? Or I think, okay, I'll just throw you an extra one. Taylor Swift.
We were both young when I first saw you. I standing there. Safe to say, I don't know.
Actually, I'm gonna throw in another one. What's this lady from who sang from the Great Gatsby?
I already don't know it.
Ah, damn it. Okay, and Mariah Carey.
There's a hero.